Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Earthy Cookhouse. This is Ashti and I'm here to show you how to be a skilled plant-based chef and baker. At Earthy Cookhouse, we bring you the best plant-based recipes from around the globe. Today, we will be making a delicious vegan kulfi. I think kulfi brings back a ton of childhood memories for most people. It was one of my favorite Indian desserts growing up, and when I turned vegan, I honestly had no idea if I would ever be able to eat kulfis again. But this kulfi recipe is one of the easiest dessert recipes and comes together in just 15 minutes. The hardest part is waiting for the kulfis to freeze. So a traditional kulfi recipe is made with boiling milk for a few hours, but this vegan recipe is actually much easier and it tastes as good as the traditional version. Okay, so let's start with the ingredients for this recipe. We will need 1 cup of condensed milk, vegan condensed milk, or you can replace it with full-fat coconut milk. We don't need sugar in this recipe because we're using condensed milk, but if you're using full-fat coconut milk, then please add some sugar. It would be about 1/4 cup or to taste. And we need some Borges almond milk. So this is the perfect plant-based milk for this recipe because it adds a beautiful nutty flavor. And I'm adding about 2 cups of the almond milk. 5 to 6 cardamom pods, which we're going to crush and remove the skin, saffron strands, almonds, pista, and some cornstarch. And of course, some nice kulfi moulds. This adds a beautiful touch to this dish. Okay, so let's start with the recipe. We start with the 1 cup of condensed milk, add it to a pan. Add in the almond milk and bring these to a boil. Use a whisk so that it's well combined because the condensed milk is quite thick. While we're waiting for this to come to a boil, let's crush the cardamom pods in a mortar and pestle, or you can also use cardamom powder. So this is how you crush it. I take out the skin and I just use the seeds for the recipe, and it smells really good. So I'm going to add this into the almond milk mixture and some saffron strands. I'm going to add it to the pot, about 5 to 6. So once the mixture comes to a boil like this, reduce the heat and simmer for about 10 to 12 minutes until some of the milk gets evaporated. Now it's time to crush the almonds and the pistas. So in a mortar and pestle, let's crush. You can also use a grinder for this. Okay, in the meantime, let's make a coarse powder out of the nuts, the pistas and the almonds. So once the nuts are crushed and they look like a coarse powder like this, I'm going to keep this aside and we're going to add it into the mixture a little later. Okay, now let's make the cornstarch slurry. This actually makes the mixture a little thick. So what I do is I take a little bit of water, about 3 tablespoons, and add in some cornstarch, mix it with water and then add it to the mixture. So dissolve this in room temperature water, make sure that the water is not heated, and then we add it into the heated pan. Okay, so now the cornstarch slurry is made. I'm going to add it back into the boiling pan and make sure to keep stirring. At this point, we will be a little bit quick. We don't want to burn the cornstarch. So just use a whisk and whisk it a little quickly and wait for the mixture to come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we want to boil it for a few minutes, and that's how we take out the cornstarch flavor. So I keep stirring and make sure that the cornstarch doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. And if there are any lumps, I try and dissolve them right now. Make sure to take in everything from the sides as well, if there's any thick milk or mixture like this. Keep whisking while it's boiling. Just control the heat so it doesn't spill over. Now that the cornstarch mixture has been boiled, at this point I'm going to reduce the heat and I'm going to add in the crushed nuts. And now just combine it. And your kulfi is ready. We switch off the heat, let it cool for a bit and pour it into the kulfi molds. Okay, now that the mixture has cooled slightly, I'm going to pour it into the molds and freeze them. And the kulfi molds are all filled. They look lovely and they smell delicious. We can't wait to try them. Now they're ready to be put into the freezer for at least 6 hours or overnight. If you have some difficulty taking them out of the molds, just put them in water for a little bit and it should slide out easily. Okay guys, the kulfis are ready. Your summer favorite Indian dessert is ready to be devoured. Don't you think it's perfect? And now it's time to taste. It's so creamy and decadent. I really love this. Tell me, who's ready to try out some vegan kulfi at home? Drop a comment below and let us know how you like it. I really hope you enjoyed learning how to make a 100% plant-based kulfi, which is so easy to make with some easy swaps. All the ingredients are available in stores near you and the rest can be ordered online. I'll see you in the next episode of Earthy Cookhouse, where I will show you how to veganize yet another classic dish.